So that's the conspiracy now. You can see how they got the money. On September 11, 2023, defendant D. Mose P. Harry, he withdrew from the FIA account with the CBS the amount of $55,452,540. He withdrew. That means went, took a check, went to central bank, gained all that money. On September 21st, the same defendant Cobalt, he withdrew another amount, $187,480,000. $187,480,000. On September 22nd, the next day, he made two withdrawals, one for $350 million, another one for $450 million. On September 25th, the same defendant, he withdrew another amount of $10,500,000. On October 4th, the same defendant withdrew another amount of $412,500. On October 6th, the defendant made two withdrawals, each for $500,000. On October 17th, another withdrawal for $300,000. So, between the period of September 11 to October 17, they took off $1,055,145,040. You subtract it from the amount of $1,055,152,000. You see what was left there about little, about $7,000. They took all the money. On September 22nd, they went there and they took out the entire $500,000. If you remember now, the $500,000 was transferred to the FIA account on September 22nd. On that same September 22nd, they took it out. Remember now, FIA is the institution that should be looking at things that are happy. All of that. The bank should be informing that, they may just go $50,000, you might take it all. Let me check. Well, FIA was doing the same thing to authorize to regulate. And all the withdrawal was done by defendant D. Mose P. Cobalt. So during the investigation, what happened? All the defendants failed to escape. They steal the money for John Security. All right. Who did John Security give it to? Who received the money from you? He gave it to, say, the John Security. They got the police, they got the LG, the drug enforcement, they got immigration again. Which one of them he gave it to? Who he gave the money to? That.
While police officers remain very, very professional, protesters continue to insult. So there you have it. Insulting.
Okay. Good morning. It's another pleasant morning from Odious Congo Town in Monrovia, Liberia. And welcome to the Today Show right here, your most preferred breakfast program. We come to you live from Odious Congo Town in Monrovia, Liberia. And of course, my name is Yekezi Zobel, sitting in the presenter's chair this morning to drive you through until 10 o'clock with a lot of fascinating information right here. I hope to be joined by my colleague, Chokon Flaman, on the show this morning. So welcome to it, and let's have a wonderful time together. Today happens to be the 7th day of the month of August. And of course, it's always a great pleasure to be here. Let's say good morning to all of you listening, all of you watching this morning. Good morning, and let's have a wonderful time together. And let's try to recognize some of you watching the show this morning. Siania Moba says, good morning. Thanks for following the show. Rufus Moba also says, welcome to the show. Benjamin Gabriel Reese is following the show. Benjamin Tigbet is also following the show. Leyi A. Cannon is following the show this morning. Good morning and welcome to all of you following the show. David G. Jayan is also following the show from Cox City. Thanks for following the show, and let's have a wonderful time together here this morning. Let's try to bring you the weather forecast for today. What's the outlook of the weather? Okay, so a touch of rain expected this morning. Otherwise, a cloudy weather is expected for the entire day. So a touch of rain expected, and I believe that has happened in some parts of Monrovia and its surroundings. And also, cloudy weather is expected for the rest of the day. So, folks, welcome to it. And today we have huge cash prizes for you. Huge cash prizes for you. So today we are offering 20,000 to 20 lucky winners on the show here this morning. 20,000 Liberian dollars to 20 lucky winners. Oh yes. And the code is different today. So please don't use the normal code to play. The code is different today. So the code for today's draw today is the golden jackpot, the spoon golden jackpot. All right. So on the spoon golden jackpot, winners walk away with 20,000 Liberian dollars. Okay, 20,000 Liberian dollars. And not just that, once you play the spoon golden jackpot, you also stand a chance to walk away with 100,000 Liberian dollars this afternoon. All right, on this show this morning, you're going to be walking away with 20,000. 20 lucky winners will be walking away with 20,000. And this afternoon, you will also be part of a draw that will be done where a winner will walk away with 100,000 Liberian dollars this afternoon. All right. And then at the end of this month, once you play the golden jackpot, you also stand a chance to win 1 million Liberian dollars. That will be given to you. And it's just an individual for that. For the 1 million, it's just an individual who will be winning 1 million Liberian dollars on the 31st of this month. And that is going to be characterized by an occasion wherein you're going to see folks from Radio Entertainment Limited, folks from our station and other stations across the country that's collaborating with Radio Entertainment Game. I understand that the occasion might be at Twister, where the 1 million Liberian dollars will be presented to that lucky winner. All right, so the draw will be done there at Twister, and the person will be caught up to come forward at that Twister, and their money, 1 million Liberian dollars, will be counted cash and presented to them. All right. So you're not just playing for 20,000 Liberian dollars this morning. You're playing also for 100,000 Liberian dollars that you will win this afternoon, and also for 1 million Liberian dollars that you might win at the end of this month. So let it be known that it's a raffle draw, and so the more you win, the more you play, the more your chances are to win. Now, the code for this is *799*80#. Again, it's *799*80#. *799*80#. That's the playing code for the Spoon Golden Jackpot, where you stand a chance to win a lot of cash prizes, huge ones at that rate. All right, so this morning, 20 persons will be walking away with 20,000 Liberian dollars right here on this show this afternoon. You will also stand a chance, once you play this morning, you will also stand a chance to walk away with 100,000 this afternoon. And at the end of the month, on August 31st, you also stand a chance to win 1 million Liberian dollars once you play this morning on the show. So that is it again. The playing code is *799 *80#. And that is it. The playing fee. Sorry, there's a new thing, so I'm trying to get myself accustomed to it. So the playing fee is $1.50, $1.50 US, or 200 Liberian dollars. That's the playing fee. So you just have to pay $1.50 through your mobile money USD account, or 200 Liberian dollars through your LD mobile money account. So that is, you must have a valid NuStarCell GSM SIM card registered with mobile money, and you must have money on your accounts, either your LD account or USD account, to play. So that is it. Huge cash prizes. It's just left with you, to form part of it and stand a chance to win bigly here, as Donald Trump would say. So yeah, folks, that's it. You don't want to listen to the show and then just walk away like that. So play, and you stand a chance to win. Now, we have several excerpts here this morning to play for you on this show. So we will begin with the excerpt of the Minister of Education, Dr. Jasso Jala. So as we know, schools are expected to open early September, according to the calendar of events released by the Ministry of Education. Schools should be opening September 2nd. All right. But usually, the opening of schools and even close of schools is characterized by huge money that students and parents are taxed to pay, especially so as graduation is pending, even though official results have not yet been released by WIC Liberia. That will be done soon, I'm told. But graduation will soon be all over the place. And other graduations have been taking place, like kindergarten graduations, K2, and other levels. They've been graduating. But the Ministry of Education haven't observed that there's a hike in graduation fees across the country, not just for public schools, but also for private schools. you hear some graduation fees in the country in Liberia, you just think, that whole academic year school fees. Some people are charging 200 United States dollars, 300 United States dollars, especially for the private schools, and that is after parents have paid a lot of money for their children during the entire school year. And they have been charged again for graduation exorbitantly. So, attributable to this, the Ministry of Education decided to come up with a benchmark for graduation fees to be paid by students, not just of public schools, but also of private institutions. So, according to the Ministry of Education, graduation fees for public schools must not exceed 5,000 Liberian dollars. 5,000 Liberian dollars. Graduation fees for public schools must not exceed 5,000 Liberian dollars. And for the private schools, your graduation fees, according to the Ministry of Education, must not exceed 100 USD. And we are talking about, high school, talking about elementary, junior, and senior high schools. All right. So graduation fees should not exceed those amounts, whether it's primary, whether it's senior high graduation. For public and private schools, they must not exceed those amounts. So I have an excerpt here of the Minister of Education sending the caveat again to schools across the country that arbitrarily, because it's going to be, if you charge graduation fees more than what the Ministry of Education has stipulated, then you are doing that arbitrarily. You are doing that unilaterally. You are doing that on your own, and that is in violation of the Ministry of Education's mandate. And so you risk revocation of the operational permit, according to the ministry. So let's hear from Dr. Jala herself on the show this morning.
Those guidelines that was disseminated through our academic calendar, and we held stakeholders consultations and have maintained that graduation fees for public or government schools is 5,000 LD, and for private and faith-based schools is no more than 100 USD. Any school found in violation will be subjected to stringent penalties. And these penalties will range from fines, revoking of operational permits, or closure. We're not missing words about that. As we heard from our Justice Minister, we must uphold the rule of law. We must uphold our policies that have been prescribed. The next thing is registration and resumption of school opening for the academic year 2024 and 2025. The registration process is ongoing. It commenced on August 1st through the 31st. Schools are set to begin to resume September 2nd, marking the beginning of a new promising academic year throughout the country. And we are informing the public, informing school operators, September 2nd is when school opens. We're setting up teams that will ensure the enforcement of this September 2nd school opening to be adhered to.
Okay. So she's the Minister of Education, Dr. Jaso Jala there speaking. So she spoke of two things. She spoke of they hack in the fees of graduation by private and public schools. And she had made it clear, she had reiterated, it's not the first time saying this. This has been said before by her. And she's coming back to say it again because, according to her, they have gotten tip off, they have gotten information that schools across the country, both public and private, increased or needlessly hack graduation fees in violation of the Ministry of Education mandate. And the ministry has said for private schools, whatever private school you are, once you are, in Liberia, when you're operating in Liberia, your graduation fees must be $100 USD or below. It must just be in the range of $100 USD or below. So you can decide to say $50 for graduation fee. You can decide to charge $60. You can decide to charge $20. You can decide to charge $90. But it must just be below 100 USD. It must not exceed 100 USD. So if there's a school out there that has charged students more than $100 USD for graduation fees, well, all you need to do is to contact the Ministry of Education, and the ministry is going to do its own investigation. And if that is true, that school might be punished. Okay, so according to the minister, the punishment for such violation varies. Your school could be closed down based on the nitty-gritty of the violation. Your school operational permit might be revoked. Your school might be fined, and just depending on the nature of the violation, based on the ministry's investigation. And the minister has also said that all schools will open or must open on the 2nd of this month. Not this month, but September. The 2nd of September, all schools must open, and that she's going to ensure that all schools adhere to this mandate from the Ministry of Education. On the 2nd, all schools must open. So I hope school operators take heed to this message and try to stop doing otherwise. Because for God's sake now, overly charging graduation fees, it affects the parents, especially the parents who have like 3, 4, 5 kids graduating from high school, or from a primary, or from kindergarten, and all of that. Imagine you charging 200, 150, or 300, and you got a parent having 2 or 3, kids graduating. They have a lot to do. So the ministry has released a stipulated is benchmark for charging graduation fees, and I hope all schools can abide by it. And if any school is not abiding by it, it's just simple to take a stroll or go to the Ministry of Education to inform the authority there, and they can conduct their own investigation to know what's happening at those institutions. Having said that, yesterday at Miket's press briefing, the Justice Minister appeared, Councillor Usward Toy. He was there, and he said a lot of things. One of the things that he said was that the government would not tolerate mob violence. The government would not tolerate mob violence, and is calling on citizens to avoid mob violence. So according to him, all form of mob violence is criminal, including damaging state infrastructures, beating suspected criminals, and even destroying private properties. So according to him, the Ministry of Justice, in collaboration with state security agencies in the country, would embark on necessary measures to deal with this issue of mob violence in this country. We've all witnessed several, instances or incidences of mob violence in this country. You remember that old lady who was considered or termed as a witch, and she was, beaten, and the video circulated on social media, and she died after she was taken to hospital following her beating. She died in the process. That's mob violence. You just see somebody and you consider them as a witch. I don't know what yardstick you use to, determine that somebody is a witch. All right, but instead of taking the complaint or making use of the law, if the person had ever affected you, because even if the person is a witch, but the person hasn't affected you, the person witch hasn't affected you in any way, why would you want to, embarrass the person or stone the person to death like it was done to that old lady? So that is mob violence, and there have been several instances of mob violence in this country. I mean, rogues, thieves. When thieves are grabbed in the various communities, we see bodies lying in various communities in the streets. Almost every morning in Monrovia and its environs, people stoned to death. Either somebody had gone to steal, even though the act of stealing itself is criminal, which I don't support. But again, the law must prevail. If you catch a person stealing, you have the law that you must abide by. But the Justice Minister spoke a lot about that yesterday at Minka's press briefing, and we are going to check on there's a feedback. So we are going to play you an excerpt of the Justice Minister. But just before we do that, don't forget the jackpot is on. And also this morning, we'll be doing what we call Loser's Draw. All right? We'll be drawing for losers. And the Loser's Draw has to do with folks who have been playing the radio entertainment game and they have now won. They have never won. So they will be categorized into they're going to be categorized, and a winner will be drawn, and each of those winners will walk away with 2,000. It's 3,000. Let me check it out. 3,000 Liberian dollars. I just want to confirm what the amount is that the Losers Draw winners will be walking away with this morning, but for sure, Losers Draw here on the show. Okay, so it's 2,500 Liberian dollars. Each of the winner from the Losers Draw will be walking away with. But the playing code this morning is *799 *80 hatch, *799 *80 hatch. So once you play this morning, you have a lot of chance to win big or huge cash prizes. On our show this morning, you have a chance to win 20,000 Liberian dollars, and 20 persons will be winning 20,000 right here on the show this morning. Isn't that a good news? And also, once you play also this morning, you stand a chance to also win 100,000 this afternoon. Okay, when we'll be doing a collective draw this afternoon, you stand a chance to win 100,000 Liberian dollars this afternoon. Not just that, once you play the Spoon FM 107.5 Golden Jackpot on August 31 this year, you stand a chance to win 1 million. One person will be walking away with 1 million, and that will be characterized by an occasion, a twister where that lucky winner will be presented his 1 million Liberian dollars. So the more you play, the more you win. And I'd like to say good morning to my friend and brother, D Tour, Daxana's Tour, following from the US. Daxana's, hope you're having a wonderful time. And thanks for following the show. Chokon, welcome.
Yes. You guys say good morning again and good morning to our people. It's good that we are here. And you started good by, laying emphasis on mob violence in the country and the increasing waves of mob violence across the country, and what the Justice Minister said on yesterday, the steps that will be taken to be able to minimize or curtail such violence.
Okay. Yeah, so let's play an excerpt of Justice Minister Usward Toy yesterday when he spoke at Minke's regular press.
Any form of mob violence is criminal. Mob violence often leads in its wake death, severely bodily injuries, and destruction of properties. While it is criminal to engage in any illegal act, it is also very criminal to damage state infrastructure or to beat the suspected criminal or to destroy private properties. This government will not condone or tolerate mob. It is a violation of our laws, and it is also a violation of democratic principles and values. This administration will uphold the rule of law. Law is the fabric that holds the society together. We Liberians have seen and experienced firsthand what happens when there is a breakdown of law and order, chaos, of evil, unrest, with all its terrible consequences. There must be respect for the rule of law in our country. Therefore, the Ministry of Justice, in collaboration with state security agencies, will embark on the necessary measures in eradicating mob violence from our society. Individuals engaged in mob violence with the assistance of technology, which includes drones and social media, will be identified, arrested, and penalized. Yes, there will be swift and severe consequences for those engaged in mob violence. Those involved in mob justice will be swiftly brought to fair justice. For any nation to prosper, my brothers and sisters, that nation has to uphold the rule of law. It is the responsibility of both the government and the citizens. The government is under obligation to the rule of law to fulfill our own rights. Likewise, the citizens also have to ensure that they too uphold the rule of law. But you know what? Seeking redress for dispute through the courts, by not letting up mob justice, by adhering to laws, rules, and regulations that may be promulgated for our own safety and security. The Ministry of Justice and the government of Liberia will work with civil society, including the Liberian Motorcycle Union, Federation of Liberian Youth, traditional community leaders, to increase public knowledge about mob violence, educate the public on the dangers and consequences of mob violence. The government will also continue to endeavor to address social economic issues that may be sparking and increasing mob violence, such as high unemployment, limited access to education, among others. Finally, we call upon all Liberians to condemn and denounce mob violence. Mob violence creates fear within the community, undermines the authority and the
write out, and since then we haven't seen it. But whatever the case is, folks, this is where, according to the Justice Minister, those individuals of the past government, some of them were indicted, especially the like of Samuel Toy, the former finance minister. So let's take a listen to the Justice Minister speak about the indictment by the government of Liberia. Right? I'm trying to get it. Okay, this is it.
So between the period September 8th to September 21, a very short period, were transferred to FIA account 1,055,152,540 Liberian dollars and 500,000 United States dollars. Let's see what happened. September 21, a very short period, were transferred to FIA account 1,055,152,540 Liberian dollars and 500,000 United States dollars. Let's see what happened to show that's a conspiracy now. You can see how they got the money. On September 11, 2023, defendant D. Moses P. He withdrew from the FIA account with the CBL the amount of $55,452,540. He withdrew. That means went, took a check, went to central bank, all that money. On September 21st, the same defendant Kobo, he withdrew another amount, 487,480,000. 187,480,000. On September 22nd, the next day, he made two withdrawals, one for 350 million, another one for 450 million Liberian dollars. On September 25th, the same defendant, he withdrew another amount of 10,500,000. On October 4th, the same defendant withdrew another amount of $412,500. On October 6th, the defendant made two withdrawals, each for 500,000 Liberian dollars. On October 17th, another withdrawal for 300,000 Liberian dollars. So, between the period September 11 to October 17, they took off 1,055,145,040 Liberian dollars. You subtract it from the amount of 1,055,152,000. See what was left there about little about $7,000. They took all the money. On September 22nd, they went there and they took out the entire 500,000 United States dollars. If you remember now, the 500,000 dollars was transferred to the FIA account on September 22nd. On that same September 22nd, they took it out. Remember now, FIA is the institution that should be looking at things that are happy. All of that. The bank should be informing that they may just go 50,000, you might take it all. Let me check. But FIA was doing the same thing to authorize to regulate. And all the withdrawal was done by defendant D. Moses P. Kobo. So during the investigation, what happened? All the defendants failed to escape. They steal the money for joint security. All right. Who did joint security give it to? Who received the money from you? You give it to, you say, the joint security, they got the police, they got the LG, the drug enforcement, they got immigration again. Which one did you give it to? Who you give the money to? That.
Okay, all right. So that's it. That's the Justice Minister of the Republic of Liberia, Councilor Oswald Toy, there speaking Dominica's press briefing on yesterday, giving reasons for, the indictment of some past officials of the CDC government. So, I mean, this isn't a secret. It's something that came alongside the indictment following an audit report of some of those ministries and agencies. And the Ministry of Justice, based on the audit report, did its own preliminary investigation and decided to, indict those past government officials. Even though they have said, some of those who were, indicted have said it is a witch hunt. Well, whatever it is, I think it's just good you avail yourself, because the allegation is very, very huge, very, very huge. And listening to those amounts that were withdrawn by those individuals, and not knowing what was done with those amounts, I mean, it pains me as a Liberian, and I believe it's something that's going to pain any Liberian, especially Liberians who are down there in the slum, not able to afford a meal a day. Liberians who are down there not able to, pay their children's school fees. But you have our government officials past withdrawing such huge amounts of money, and nobody knows what they did with them. Nobody knows. So I think the best thing to do is just to avail yourself to the law. If you think that you are being falsely accused, you avail yourself to the law and let the law take its course. Be prosecuted. If you are vindicated, that's good. Then maybe the government can maybe fine, maybe indict another person, because following your investigation, once you are vindicated, then the government will start to maybe look for another trace of who maybe withdrew the money and where the money went and all of that. So yeah, Chuka.
Yes, I guess to begin with, the mob violence we were talking about earlier on before coming on to this entire investigation ongoing. Violence happen all around the world. Countries, even developing countries, developed countries, violence happen all over the world. But a system ability to be able to bring justice, that's the key issue, and that's what matters most. We listened to the justice minister on yesterday. Nobody needs to tell you that violence is everywhere. The police, from state security to ordinary citizens in the streets, to motorcyclists, violence is everywhere. When you have an accident somewhere and you have motorcyclists going there to burn down the vehicle, sometimes even leading to the death of other persons on the scene of the incident, is everywhere. But the key issue is, how can the system revert this long-standing impunity in a society? That's it. I listened to someone the other day and they said, "Oh, George, we are government. We're not hearing all of this and all of that," and I just laugh, because politicians will always say things like that to just paint a picture of that they are the savior of the people. But the truth of the matter is, whether George Weah government, Ellen government, Wakai, and the governments to come, the administrations to come, there will always be killing, violence against people. You cannot afford them. the mandate of the police is clear: to protect, to prevent. But again, you cannot avoid what someone will do to somebody the next day. Yeah, you cannot avoid that. Crimes will always be committed here in and out of Liberia. You follow the issue about George Floyd in the US, and you follow other shooting currently in Great Britain. There are protests all over Great Britain about enough killing, and all across the world. Violence will always exist, but the system's ability to be able to prosecute people and bring justice to victims, that's the place we have issue as a country. And the justice minister said it yesterday that moving forward, there are stringent measures going to be taken to curtail some of those things. And I was just thinking that where you can tighten is to empower the security apparatus, to empower the justice system, all the reform you talk about within the security system and all of that. Those strategies will help the system. But to say blankly the way politicians will say that during this present time there was no security people killed here is untrue. It's untrue. During the 12 years of Ellen, we witness here how people, security officers kill peaceful citizens during the George Weah administration.